Okay, so listen, don't eat popcorn just before you get ready to go live. It's a bad move. It's a bad move. Okay? Don't eat popcorn just before you get ready to go live. It's never a good move. I've tried some new lipstick and this looks a little more orange than I wanted it to be. So I'm trying to tone it down some. Trying to tone down that orange lipstick. It seems like it matches my shirt, but it's a little more orange than I want it to be. Hey, y'all. I probably should have tested it out. Probably should have looked at it before I just went with it. I probably should have been like, let's see what this looked like. I got it from, I got some stuff and it all came like it came, the lipstick came in the stuff. I probably should have checked it out before I just started wearing it. I should have saw, what does this look like? What does this actually look like? Well, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. We're here for Sunday night in the market. Let's see what we got in the market on a Sunday evening. Yeah, I wasn't here last Sunday evening. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, wasn't here last Sunday evening. Where was I? Was I traveling? I was traveling last Sunday evening. Yeah, I was coming back from a funeral. I did end up working with the community, my membership folks, but we ended up getting on there late, but we still had some good time together because my membership is where my priority is, just in case you're wondering. I like coming to YouTube and hanging out here, but YouTube isn't the priority. It's definitely my members and what we're gonna get in the membership. So if you wonder where our Alyssa is, she is making sure that the members are getting what they need. That's really where I'm at, as much as I can be. Okay. Now this weekend, I hope y'all had a really good weekend. I had a phenomenal weekend. I was busy doing some stuff at church. We had what's called a Freedom Conference, and it was like the culmination of 12 weeks of this, like a class we go to called Freedom. And it's really basically for freedom in Christ for each individual person. So you go through 12 weeks of different sessions. And then at the end of this 12 weeks, you go to a Freedom Conference. And the Freedom Conference was Friday night and all day Saturday, and that was yesterday and Friday. And whoo wee, it was phenomenal. So that's what I did Friday night and Saturday. So um that was really good. I actually knew there was going to be really good from a spiritual standpoint. I had some anticipation that because of the anticipation of what was going to be happening over the weekend, it was probably going to cause a disturbance in the force leading up to that. And I really should have scaled my trading down a lot because I knew that I've talked about this before, but the enemy don't want us in this financial camp. Right when we go into the financial camp and we start taking territory, the enemy don't be it's not just sitting idly by, like letting us walk into financial spaces and getting empowered. Okay, you just need to know that the enemy of your soul is not letting you get empowerment in the financial space. He would much rather have you to be locked up and tied up and tangled up in the area of your finances. Just know that. So because I knew what I was gonna be doing over the weekend, I really should have pulled my trading way back, because the enemy, of course, uses those things to play with my mind, to have me to question and to struggle with what my confidence in what I do and how I teach and train and do all that. And you say you don't say, yeah. So I do know this, and I thought about it Friday and was like, I probably should scale back a little bit. It was like, and then I kind of walked back and forth with myself, but here we are. So I will not be shaken. I will not be moved. I shall not be moved, because I know what we're doing, and I know what we're doing is needful. So we keep pressing forward, um because what we're doing is setting some people free. Anytime you get a choice with your finances and in your situation, then you're going to be walking into some freedom of your own. you're walking into freedom. And I know that what I'm doing is helping people to find that freedom. So I know that anytime the person, when you're out front, you expect to get hit first and hit the hardest. So it's what it is. I fully expect it, and it's what happens. So that's how this goes. We will not turn back. We will not retreat. We will not retreat. We're going to continue to move forward doing what we do. I'm going to keep training everybody who will let me train them. I'm going to keep teaching everybody who will let me teach them. And we're going to keep it pushing. As my daughter says, we're going to keep it pushing. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to keep it pushing. Okay? For sure. All righty. So, yeah, we don't ever stop. We're not ever going to stop. We got too much work to do. He's a defeated foe. First of all, we need to know that we read the end of the book, and at the end of the book, he loses. Okay, so the only person who can get us off this journey and off of this whole process is ourselves. The only person who can get us off of this is us. If you tell yourself you're defeated, then you're defeated. Janae said yes to the freedom. We got to keep you covered and protected. I appreciate that. And I really do appreciate, and hopefully you all always do pray for me and cover me in prayer, because as the person on the front line, the person on the front line gets hit the hardest, gets hit the most, and that's the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. I've accepted that as the task. So I don't whine and complain about it, but I definitely appreciate all prayers. Okay, you can keep your girl lifted up all the time. I do not resist prayers. Please and please and please, 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 please pray for me. Yeah, you can pray for me all the time. I don't have no problem with that. Okay, I've given time for all the platforms to let the folks know that we're here, that I'm here, that you're here, that we are here. Let me tell E2T University community, I'm live on youtube.com/. So I just know, and I'm telling you, we covered some territory this weekend, so I know that that we'll probably have a few more, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We're gonna keep it pushing. Long as I know that we have a great strategy that we use. We just have to implement it with wisdom, without greed, without fear, without FOMO, all the things that go along with our own emotions. We keep our own emotions out of it and just implement the strategy as we go, right? Antonia says we have to say, I am the head and not the tail. Absolutely. I'm above and not beneath. I'm an overcomer and a conqueror. Period. 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 I'm called to this. I know this because you know how I know I'm called to this? Because I've tried to quit. I've tried to quit so many times. I have tried to quit y'all. Okay. I'm telling you, I've tried to quit y'all. So I know that the Lord called me to this because I've tried to quit y'all. I've tried to quit y'all a few over the years. Down through the years. I've tried to quit y'all. Um, so and the Lord wouldn't let me. So I know I'm definitely called to this. I'm called to this for sure. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to tell my husband that I'm cooking some food, but it's not really near done. So he might decide to get something on his way. So anyway, yeah, I've tried. I tried a few times to throw in my towels, to throw my basketball in, to throw, I'm trying to get my ball and go home. I tried to grab my jacks. You know how we used to play jacks, and when it didn't go right, we would grab our jacks and go home. I tried to grab my jacks and go home. I tried to throw in my towel. I tried to wave the white flag. I tried to do all the things. And the Lord was like, nope, take that white flag and wipe your face and wipe your tears and get back in the fight. Going back in there. Going back in there. You are right. You are right. pull up by your bootstraps and get back at it. Definitely. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You'll be okay. You ain't hurt, as my mama say, you ain't hurt. Yeah, you ain't hurt. So I was hurt a little bit though. I was hurt some. But I've gotten stronger. Down through the years, I've gotten stronger. I'm glad I didn't quit y'all either. Because listen, y'all are my life. Well, a big part. I'm not my whole life, but y'all, my life would be a lot. It had to be a lot less full if y'all were in it. Because definitely the time I spend with you all gives me purpose, and that's why I wake up at 3 and 4 in the morning. Drawing on charts and telling y'all the stuff we could have did different. And I had to work Friday's chart and send some information because I couldn't get it off my mind. I said, let me go on and send these charts. So because if I don't send these, I can't focus on what I'm doing right now till I go ahead and get these charts marked up so that I can at least get it off my head. All right. But we're here. So sad news, sad from the standpoint of, I know you all knew that we had Jamie. He's still around, by the way. But Jamie used to be on our calls all the time. Jamie was my right hand man. Me Hermano always hung out with us. Anyway, Jamie is very, very ill. And if you know the words of prayer and you know how to pray, then pray for his healing, his wholeness. Pray for all the things that people pray when folks are extremely sick. Pray for him. I've sent him a message. I sent him some voice text. He is currently in ICU in the hospital in Wisconsin. So you all pray for Jamie. That's my dude, and he just needs us to pray. He needs us to pray for him. So y'all do that. All righty. Please do that. No, I couldn't throw in the towel. I couldn't throw because I need y'all much as y'all need me. We're a team around here. We're a partnership. Y'all and me and y'all, we all together. But yeah, definitely pray for Jamie. Pray for his family. As he continues to go through this significant health challenge. Pray for him. And as I receive updates, I'll be sure to pass those updates on to you. Okay. All righty. Well, let's talk about what happened this week. Last week. What happened last week? Let me get us on the weekly chart. We can go look at what SPX did. They turn off some indicators so the chart don't look too crowded. Those things I think can stay on. Yeah. Okay. So let's go look at that. Why does it feel like I need some more choices here? That's weird. Okay. So this is the weekly chart. Okay. This is the weekly chart. So this was last week. This big red candle was last week. I can take this gap off because it got filled like during the week last week. This week, this gap at the top though still hadn't been filled. But so last week, SPX gapped up, opened 68.82 roughly, and it went down as low as 66.31. What's that? 250 points is the range of this candle from last week. It ended up closing at 67.28. So about 50 points below where it started. But it dropped about 100 points lower than that and then recovered. That was last week. That's how last week did. Now, you all know we are still in the midst of the government shutdown that continues. Seems like now they are hung up on the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare. That seems to be the sticking point. SNAP seems to be a topic of conversation, but I always feel like, there's always something behind the something. And I hate that. I hate that it feels like there's, They're holding out one thing when something else is behind their back. Like, yeah, we can't move forward because you won't accept this, that. But if you accept this, then you got these other things back here that we're gonna toss in there with it, and you're gonna say, okay, I said yes to this, but are you gonna end up with all this other stuff that you weren't saying yes to, and those things are going to be things that you don't want, and I hate when that happens. But anyway, I get the strong feeling that is some stuff that we're probably in for. I saw a video today, maybe this morning. Somebody sent it, was like, if the government remains unopened, and it kind of went through the what happens for this time. If we're still closed by so and so time, this happens, and if we're still closed at so and so time, this is going to happen. And it just kind of went on and on. It just was a whole what would be very wrong, and I was like, this right here, I just didn't like it. I did not like it. I did not like it. So anyway, well, as we're praying for Jamie, let's pray for our government. Okay. Okay. Let's pray for our governments. Okay. Weekly close. I'm going to duplicate this line so that way we can clone the weekly close and bring that down, because this was the close. Their weekly low. That was a low, but let's clone it and get another one, another low down here. Now I can't really see. I'm thinking it was right there. I think it was right there. The weekly low was 66.31. Okay, that's what's going on with that. This nasty politics at the helm of Fort. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, and really, what the person at the end of the video said, and all this is because he doesn't want the Epstein files to be open. You doing all this so we can't, so we won't find out what we already know, that you're in the Epstein files. We seem to already know that. So what's this? At this point, we already know that part. So move on. Okay, let's go to the daily chart. This is the daily chart. What happened on the daily chart? I guess we know. Maybe if we see it, it'll be confirmed. Right now, it's not confirmed, I guess. There is a gap here that looks like it's between these two. There's still a little bit of a gap here in the middle between 68.52 and 68.29, a little bit of a gap in there. But these 5 days it gapped down, never really got back above that area. Definitely still in a bit of a bearish area. XSP showing bearish, the 50 period moving average on the daily time frame, which is kind of an indication for that I use as to whether we're bullish or bearish or whatever. But this blue line in the middle is basically showing flattened. It's not bearish yet, but it's flattening. And then the 9 period moving average is turning down. This is the 100 and 200 down here. They're basically going flat. Prices below the 20 right now. So definitely turning more bearish. At this point, the 50 period is showing neutral. So that's where we're at with that. Okay. So the SPY triple Q are going to look very similar because they're comprised of the same things. If we're looking at IWM is now below the 50 period moving average. It's kind of been in a range for a while, though. Small cap has really kind of been in a range for a good little minute, right? If you look here, it's gone as high as 250, 275, and it's been as low as, I guess you could say 236. It went Friday, but it recovered off of there Friday. And it's been between 236 and 252 now since August. It dipped a little bit lower into 231. So let's say it's been between 230 and 250 since the end of August. Right? It's been climbing some. You can still see, the 50 period moving average does still show it climbing, but if you look at the trend, it's really kind of been just going back and forth inside of the 230, 235, 237, all the way up to 252. It's really just been in this zone for the last couple months. from September to now. Okay. So that's what's going on with small caps. All righty. Let's move it on. Move it on. Let's show last week. Woo woo. We had 7 out of 8 profitable trades on the credit spreads list. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. It had been a few weeks before that I didn't do anything because we had heavy, we had heavy earnings and I didn't want anybody to get caught in the crossfires. Pew, pew, pew. So last week I did put out a list. 7 of the 8 stocks were profitable. The only one that was breached was Microsoft, which Microsoft now is showing on the list, is showing neutral, but Microsoft takes forever, first of all, to draw down when you're in it for credit spreads. But it is showing, it's been showing neutral for a minute, I guess, because when I look at the 50-period moving average, it looks like it's just flat, and it's been flat for a while, but it does look like a significant, like a turnaround has been underway. But it came down to, I'm looking at it, but I won't show you the chart just yet because I want to stay on the screen I'm on. I'll show you Microsoft in a second. But it looks like it might try to pull back up out of where it is. It's at a good significant support area. But anyway, this is what last week looked like. Apple, Amazon, Gold, and Google, as well as Walmart, all profitable on the put credit spread side. So those were all bullish, or at least stayed above those strikes. Cost and Procter & Gamble were bearish, stayed below those strikes. Only one that didn't do right was Microsoft. Everything else went really well. Woo, 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 woo. Yes. I'm doing like the Minions. So that was last week. I do have a list for this week. We'll get to that in a minute. But that was 88% win rate, and we'll take it, baby. We'll take it. Yes. Let me show you Microsoft now that it showed that it didn't it got breached last week. This is what Microsoft, come on, remove and add. There we go. Microsoft has been pulling back now since October 28th. It's been a pretty steady little downwards move. It is down here. Got a real significant doji. I'm going to call that just a doji here. What does that say? Long? Oh, that's a failed 2 down. It didn't turn around there though, did it? Got a doji down here. This was Friday. Right, big old exhaustion candle, and then this. I mean, the blue line, like I said, is showing that it is neutral, but I definitely would want to see it turn around. This wick down here does give you a little information or guidance that it might be trying to turn around, and it is at a significant support area. When it was down here the last time, which was September the 5th, it dropped right down to here, and then it pulled right out of this area, and that started the move back upwards. So this could again do the same thing. It's got a little bit more downwards before, as far as it went down on this candle. It went down as low as 492, and this candle, the last one here, went down as low as 493 and some change. So it's about in the same zone. It could maybe go a little bit and then turn, but it already dipped and turned. It rejected that and pulled back and went back to where it opened. So that could be the turnaround. And they said it did hit 498 Friday. Yeah, it could go on and turn back, or try to turn around, because it got down as low as it got back in September. That could be the turnaround, baby. It's showing on the trend though, as I'm on Peakbot, it's showing as a neutral trend. But see, now with it coming out of here, I'd probably do a put credit spread before I did a call credit spread, because I wouldn't want it to turn and breach the other side. There's actually a gap here that it would want to fill at this point. If I was doing some charting on here, there's a gap at 505.78. It's going to want to fill, and there's another one up here at 515 area that it's going to want to fill, and there's another one, and another one, and another one bites the dust. Another one up here at 534. There's a few gaps going up that Microsoft may want to fill. Okay, there's what we got for Microsoft. Okay, what was on next on that screen? Not yet. Okay, let's go look at what's coming up this week. What's coming up this week? Okay, here's our earnings coming up for this week. Looks like that is very unfocused. So let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit more. I zoomed in a lot while that's doing its thing. Let's check out our economic calendar. I'll go here first. Cleveland Fed inflation expectations on Monday. It says tentative, which means we're probably getting the data from government people who are not at work. Tuesday is Veterans Day. So the banks are closed and other government offices are closed, but the stock market is not. Stock market will be running. Your money won't settle that day because banks aren't running. All the things that you're doing on Tuesday are going to settle on Wednesday, yada, yada, yada. So just know that you're not going to have any settlement things happen, but the market will be open on Tuesday. I won't say anything about the high or low volume because, sometimes you say that, next thing you know, the market runs and runs because there aren't any headwinds. I don't know. But Tuesday is Veterans Day. All right. So honor to all the veterans who are serving, many of which are serving right now without pay. I don't like that. Anyway, not the veterans, because if you're a vet, that you're not serving right now. But some of our vets do get money though, and they're not. I'm moving on. Wednesday, we've got FOMC folks. A bunch of them are speaking, and we've got 10-year bond auction happens at 1:00 on Wednesday. Bond auction, this 10-year bond auction usually does move the market, and now we don't have other data points that we normally would have. There may be an issue. So keep that in mind. That's Wednesday. Thursday, we would normally have CPI data. It says tentative. If we get some, if we reopen, maybe we'll get to see some stuff. Unemployment claims, mortgage delinquencies. I'm sure that's starting to come about. Crude oil inventories, some FOMC folks, and 30-year bond auctions all are Thursday. And Friday, we've got PPI, if we get PPI. A few more FOMC folks, and yeah, there's that. That's what the week holds. Okay. That's what's going on with the week as far as that goes. Let's see what we got as far as earnings. And okay, let me see if I can make this a little bigger and something we can comfortably see. Okay, so Monday, we got Pagaya, Barrick, Monday.com, Instacart, Blackstone, Bitdeer, Village Farms, Vonage, Exodus, and Freight Car America. Okay. Rigetti is Monday after close. Some of us trade Rigetti. Some of us. I trade Rigetti. So that's Monday after close. CoreWeave is Monday after close. Big Bear AI, I trade that as well. Rocket Labs. Anybody here trade Rocket Labs? ASTS, Terra Wolf. I have Wolf. How come all the little babies are popping up on Monday? I trade Wolf. Plug, Oxy, Microvast, and Hero Health Incorporated. Tuesday mornings, Nebius, C, Endava, HESAI, Consolidated Water, Ceragon, CVG, Calvista, Workhorse, and Palvella. Beyond Meat is after close on Tuesday. Oklo, OKLO, Lightpath, Evolution, PAL, Intrusion, SimilarWeb, Stereotaxis, Shoulder, and Amdocs. Wednesday, Circle is presenting earnings on Wednesday morning before the open. Arcos Dorados, Innovis, GILT, on Autolus Cormetics, Global Foundries, Valens, and IHS is all Wednesday morning. Wednesday after close, we got Cisco, Pan American Silver, Grail, Ascendis Pharma, Serve. I think that's the Serve. Is that the Serve? I think it's the Serve. That's the one that's the airplanes. The like Uber in the air, that's Serve. ABSI, Pulmonix, Crescent, Curiosity Stream, D Local. Thursday morning, we got Disney, Bitfarms, JD.com, Bilibili, Ondas, Brookfield, PaySafe, Worksport, Gambling.com, Eagle Point. Thursday after close, Applied Materials, AMAT, Red Cat, New, Recore, Galactic, which is Space, SPCE, Luminar, Globant, The Metals Company, Code DX, Beezer Homes, and Friday morning before the market opens, we've got Hive, Scholar Rock, Bit Digital, BTBT. I hadn't traded BTBT in a minute. Wow, I guess are they in the same category as Big Bear AI? Is that Bit Digital? They the same space? Twist, Spire, Sigma, SBC, LM Funding, Terum, and Mink. Okay. So those are all the earnings that are coming up this week. Hey, Tanya, happy Sunday. Yes. Happy Sunday. Okay, so that's our earnings for the week. I talked about our calendar already. See if we got any news on CNBC. Transportation Secretary Duffy warns air travel will be reduced to a trickle if the shutdown drags on. Yeah, because we're already starting to see airplane. Like I think there was a crash that was on the ground crash. I think they were just like driving through the airport. I mean, through like the little lanes and had a crash. We need. The reason why we have these people is because we need them. Now, there may be some jobs where there is overage. Okay, we know that there's some jobs that there may be double and maybe triple over some overlaps, but that don't mean there's a nobody needed. One of the things that the video I watched said is that some of these very skilled positions, when you have people who are not getting paid, they will go and find other jobs doing something else. And then if they may or may not come back to the job that they end up leaving. And then you'll lose skill in a place that you may not be able to gain back. You let the skill go to a private industry, you'll end up losing the skill and it won't come back to the government. Anyway, Trump administration demands that states undo full SNAP benefit payments. Undo? What's undo full SNAP benefit? What are we talking about? Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm not using my... Nope. China consumer prices return to growth in October. Producer price slump extends to 3 years. Trump tells Senate Republicans to send federal health insurance money directly to the people. Warren Buffett is going to release a farewell letter on Monday as Berkshire Hathaway shows its stability for investors. Supreme Court pauses the order that Trump administration must pay full SNAP benefits. Okay, so there's that. Okay, that's seeing what CNBC had to say. We talked about the investing.com that is coming. What do we have coming up next week? Okay, one thing I want to share with you. Let me change it so everybody can see me clearly. We're starting inside of the membership. We're starting a small account growth challenge. We were on our call on Friday. We hang out together on our live trading call in the membership, and we decided to start up a little small account growth challenge again. We've done these a few times, and we're going to do it again to close out. We did it to start up this year. We're going to do it to close out the year. We did it this year, and we're going to start us up. We're going to start up again and close out the year. So that way we can get everybody into consistent profitability. And I believe we've accomplished a lot this year. I know we have. I know we've accomplished a lot this year in terms of our focus, in terms of our profitability. We have accomplished a whole lot this year. But I think there's still more for us to do. more for us to do. We've accomplished some stuff in this space, but I think we've also taken our stress levels up with it, and that's not the plan. Our plan is not to be stressed out as we take our profits and our consistency up. My desire has always been that we could have good, profitable strategies with less screen time. But then what we'll find ourselves on is still on our screens all day, and that's not my desire or my objective. So now we've got to make some adjustments. Okay, if you want to be a part of the Small Account Growth Challenge, you can join us. I am offering, let me run my little banner along the bottom. It should have been running the whole time. I am offering 7 days free access into the membership. You can come into the membership for 7 days. Well, you can come in for free. For the free, you can come in free for 7 days. A 7-day free pass into the membership. Okay, you can use http e2t.trading and come and join the membership for free for a 7-day pass. If you just want to come and see, what does this look like? What does it y'all do over here? What does it look like? What does it feel like? You can come and check it out. I have people ask me, they used to ask me, what is it that you do in the, can I have a free, basically, do you have a trial period? And up until very recently, I didn't have a way to offer a trial period because the system I had set up did not lend itself to automatically working trial periods. But I made some changes so that way we could do trial periods. So if you'd like to come and see what does this membership look like, what is it, what they're doing in there, you can come in and check us out. We're starting this Small Account Growth Challenge. We're going to start this month. We're starting tomorrow, starting this week. It's going to be very low key. It's not going to be so super structured. Our desire is to make about $50, really $50 a day. We're going to get something consistent. And when we're ready, people will scale up. All right. But we're going to start small. So that way you can start in a place where we're comfortable and you can come jump in. Right? Whenever you're ready to jump in, you can jump in. You're $500 or $1,000, you can come and ride along with us. Again, we're going with less screen time, taking in about $25, $50 a day. Of course, if you want to do more, you're free to do more. I'm not shooting for the more. I'm shooting to get the people who have small accounts, who want to just get something going, get something rolling, get some consistency. That's what we're doing. I'm probably going to alert maybe 1 to 2 trades a day. We do an overnight, a 1 DTE trade. That may or may not be a part of the small account because when you take on overnight with SPX, you're asking for problems. But our IWM been paying. Our IWM 1 DTEs. IWM been carrying the ball because SPX can sometimes act a monkey, but IWM been carrying the ball down the court every day, dribbling, carrying the ball down the court. No, has been running the ball down the field or dribbling the ball down the court. I know my sports. Don't come for me. I know my sports. Yes. Either way, we're going to make it do what it do. And if you want to do it with us, then come on and join the Small Account Growth, or come join the membership. Come look for 7 days. If you don't like it, turn it off. I mean, there's no pressure. There's no pressure at all. I personally, if I ain't your cup of tea, you don't have to drink the tea. I mean, I'm here for who want. I'm checking for those who want to check for me. I'm cool with that. Okay. I'm cool with that. So if you're interested in that, come on, check in with us. Come on and join us. Okay. That's what we're doing over there. Okay. Let me see what's next on my slides. Okay, here we go. The trades list for the week. Trades list. We got a little trades list for the week. Now, in my membership, we really don't do weekly credit spreads. We really do 0 DTE and 1 DTE stuff. So when we do the trades ideas, really, this is I will suggest the idea. If you decide to enter it, it's on you, and how you manage it is also on you. Now, if you ask me questions, I don't have any problem answering questions, but I don't manage these for you along the way. All right. But if if you want to trade credit spreads on other things and you want to trade weeklies, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. Actually, I'm going to teach. Oh, I'm not teaching this. In E2T University this week, I'm teaching cash secure puts and covered calls. And next week, we'll teach credit spreads. But this week, we're doing cash secure puts and credit spreads. I'm not credit spreads, covered calls. Cash secure puts and covered calls is this week. I'm excited because we spend a lot of time laying foundation and getting our understanding technical analysis, understanding charting. And now for the last 2 weeks, we've been getting into the strategies. And I waited till the end to do the seller strategies because, of course, that's my strong suit. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't just talk about the stuff I wanted to talk about, but I taught people what they would want to talk about too. People like buying. People like, buying shares, other things. So I waited till the end to talk about the stuff that I want to talk about. So almost the end. We're not at the end because we're at like week 7, week 8. So we're not at the end. We're at week 8. And we got 2 or 3 weeks of strategies. Then we're going to talk about like portfolio management, that kind of stuff like that. So we're not quite at the end. We're in the almost the final leg. We're juniors right now. It's E2T University. We've already finished freshmen and sophomores. Now we're juniors because we're doing strategies. So we're juniors now. We're not quite senior year yet. We're working on it. Anyway, our list of trade ideas: Amazon on the put credit spread side, Amazon, CVS, Gold, Google, Microsoft, which I said I was leaving that off, Microsoft, and Walmart. Why did I put Microsoft there? That shouldn't be there. Microsoft should not be there. Yep, Microsoft should have been taken off of this list. I'm definitely going to edit this list. Y'all act like you don't see Microsoft because it is right now. That trade would in itself be breached already. That should not be there. Microsoft is not on the list. Okay. Microsoft, I'll edit this list because Microsoft is inaccurate. Okay. Walmart, though, is still good information. And then on the call credit spread side, you've got Costco, Gold, Procter & Gamble, Walmart, and XSP. XSP showed up on the Peakbot watch list. Y'all see that? Yeah, Microsoft should not be here. So you've got 10 stocks or 10 trades you really could take. You see Gold and Walmart are on both sides. It's because they fell in the neutral category. So they're on both sides. You can take both sides, or you can take one side, whichever you're more comfortable with. Maybe you take one side and wait till price does some moving and see what's next. Up to you completely, okay? Trade this list how you see fit. All right. Let's go back to the charts. Let's go back to the chart as we continue and get ready. I was telling you, I told you, I think I did come back to the Microsoft. That's why I said this, it would be breaching. The current price is at like 490 something. So Microsoft definitely shouldn't be on that list with 500 and 502 as the strikes. That would be a very offensive move, feeling like it was gonna go up that high during the week. It would give you good premiums, but they would definitely be an aggressive move. You'd have to feel real strong about the bullish nature of Microsoft for the week in order to take that trade at those numbers. So we'll definitely edit that and republish what's going on there. Okay, let's move to let's look to the indices. We already looked at SPX, but we'll look one more time to see what is the potential for SPX next week. Now, SPX ended on a failed 2 down yesterday or Friday. A failed 2 down can be an indication of a bullish reversal. See this super long wick basically says that the sellers took us down and the buyers stepped back in and was like, nah, bruh, not down here. So this can be a bullish reversal. So it stands to see what happens actually. So we'll see what happens next. But Nope, I didn't want you to do that. There we go. I didn't want you to do that. I think there's more than one line right here. Yep, I only wanted one. But yeah, we're right here at a support area, right in this zone at 66.99. Right, we're right in the area there where it bounced and recovered from. Closed at 67.28. So it could continue on upwards, right? This, for all intents and purposes, could be called, it's not labeled here as a shooter, but it looks kind of shooter-ish. Continue on up, or the failed 2 down shows that it wants to keep going up. All right, so that's what could go with SPX. Of course, market does what it wants to do, but you know what though? Oh, it's a little early. I was gonna say what is it doing now, but futures has not opened yet. We'll have to see what futures starts to do after, what's it, 6 or 6:30? What time does futures start? 6 or 6:30? Y'all know? I know y'all know. We have people here who trade futures. I know I thought about starting to trade futures. I was looking into it a little bit and I was like, if I learned how to trade futures, I'd be on my screen just that much more. And I was like, I cannot do that to myself. I will not do that to myself. I'm already at my screen enough. And if I had something else to trade on the off hours, I wouldn't ever sleep. I'd be at my screen all the time. I said, you know what though? You got to use wisdom. And I personally needed to use wisdom because I would be in front of my screens all the time. Now, the good thing is, when y'all already know, when I learn stuff, I teach it to my people. So I would definitely have us doing both, but I'm not even going to do that to myself. I'm not even doing that to me. So if anybody because I've had people ask me, do you teach futures? I do not, baby, because and no, because I'm doing what I can do to get learned what I'm learning and make sure that we keep all that we getting right now. Because if I did anything else, I would overwhelm me, and I just cannot do that to myself. I think I could learn it. I don't see where I couldn't, but I'm gonna save myself. Save yourselves. I'm gonna save myself. Okay, let's look at SPY. SPY looks exactly like SPX looked, huh? It looks the same. Got a support area right down here at 667.94, 668. It turned right on back up. It closed at 670.97. So that's what SPY looked like. Again, opinion, it's probably going to take a little more upwards move. We're going to take some more upwards moving. Triple Q had a gap they was going to fill. It filled it on the way down. Same thing there. There's a gap here that Triple Q had from here. It's still got a little bit left to fill. In the 6s up here, there's a little gap here that needs filling on Triple Q. Triple Q look a little bit different than SPY, not a whole lot. It's got a little gap above that needs filling. This is definitely giving hammer. It actually says it here on the Strat Assistant. It tells us it's a hammer. And failed 2 down. Again, another bullish reversal may be underway. That's on Triple Q. Let's look at what IWM is saying. Oh, it opens at 6. Okay. I knew we had some folks who was in the space. Even if you're just watching, there's nothing wrong with watching. I knew it was 6 or 6:30. I just wasn't sure. IWM, I don't know. It's the moving average is rising. 9 and 20. Well, 20 is looking kind of flat. The 9 is turning down. It's a failed 2 down as well. Not as strong looking as the other two, but it still had a pretty good green. It dropped as low as 238.40. Well, it went lower than that, but I mean, it recovered at 238.40 and ran from there. This is where it opened at 238.40, dropped down to 236 and some change, and recovered all the way back up to 241. That was a pretty good move on IWM for those who traded as buyers. IWM had a good move on Friday. The support area was definitely in the 238 area, 239, based on this candle, even back here in September. Good little move. So it could continue upwards as well. All right. That's what IWM has going as well. Okay, I covered all three of those. I've covered my charts. I've invited you all to the option seller zone with the free pass. We got a free pass and the membership. If you want to come hang out with us over there, you are welcome to come hang out with us. We are in school now, SKOOL. We're over in the school community, hanging out over there. You're welcome to come join us. A free 7-day pass to come look at what the membership has to offer. Come take a check. Come check us out from the inside versus the outside. Some people have really hung out and watched me a long time. There's some of y'all that have watched me for a long time, and come on in and see, what's really going on the inside. There's no reason to watch from the outside, especially now that you can come watch for free for 7 days. And if you come in and it don't suit you, you can always say, this ain't my cup of tea. But you might find out. You really might come in and find out, you know what, she all right. It's all right over here. I'm telling you, we have curated a very warm and welcoming community, right? The person you see right here, this is me all the time. I'm here. And you all, I believe you feel my genuineness and my sincerity in that. I really want to help people to learn. I think everybody's got to put their own, you got to put something in, right? We're not giving stuff away no more. I did that for a lot of years. And I found that the things that were given away, the people didn't appreciate all that was given to them. But I do still give for what is paid. I still give more than what is given. There's a good exchange for me, for the time, my time, for the money that is exchanged. It's more than an even exchange. All right. Believe you me, it's more than an even exchange. All right. So you're welcome. Come on in. We're going to meet at 6, which is now. I'm late. So we're going to meet at 6. Our membership, we get together, we hang out together, and we do our charting and training and all that good stuff. We're going to talk more about this small account growth challenge. So I'm getting off here now, so we can go and I can talk to my members. So what we're going to do this week, by the way, I'll be on YouTube in the morning. I come on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30. I'll be there in the morning. And but tonight, we're going to stay green and we're going to get this money. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, y'all.